Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go. Week 14 Pick'em show. Fantasy football. We're in the last game of the season. A lot of guys fighting for their playoff lives. A lot of guys jockeying for buys. That's really exciting. But here we are. We're at the last game of the fantasy season, and we are in the sixth round of the Pick'em tournament. We are in week 14. I read the leaderboard off. I did it in a nice short, so you don't have to watch a 10-minute video. Right in the shorts is the standings. Now, there's only two rules to follow. After we go over these games and I give my line of thought on each game, I pick my three, you pick your three, and you put your total wins as of to date in parentheses next to it. This way, after the games, I take the number, I see how many you got, boom, we move forward. Life is easy. Get it? Got it? Good. Okay. Now, let's go down the games. We're going to go kind of rapid fire, doing the fights tonight, doing the UFC fights tonight, and then we're doing our Sunday morning social. Sunday morning social, all the boys, all the leagues pop in, the subscribers pop in, start sits, we go over everything. You already know. Okay, so tomorrow we got a good slate. As crummy as the games were last week, this week is we got a lot of good ones. Minnesota plus 1.5 against Detroit. That's a tough one right off the bat. I like Minnesota. I don't love them because of what they've shown against the elite teams. They won a lot of close games, and they got beat by the real good teams this year. And everybody feels like they're a little bit of like a Fugazi 10-2. I don't know, but I do know one thing: Detroit is a hot team. I just love how Detroit looks with the offense. I feel like Goff is in his prime as a player in his career. I wouldn't go against Detroit. You know what? Give me Detroit. No, Detroit's favorite. Wow. I would take Detroit to upset Minnesota tomorrow. But that's crazy for me to say since I need Jefferson and Thielen and Cousins to all do well in different leagues. But I need Minnesota's team to do well. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit won it. They're a tough team. But that's one. That won't be my bet of the week, though. Then you got the Jets plus 10 at Buffalo. The Jets are a 10-point dog. You've seen them do well. You've seen them fall apart a little bit. Now, they lost to Minnesota last week, but they played tough. Buffalo's a different animal. The Jets, I don't know how long the White experience is gonna be good. I could see Buffalo winning 20-10 push or 24-10. It's going to be hard for the Jets to score a lot. I like Buffalo, and I'll lay the 10. Then you got a game where I would just advise everybody to stay away from. Why would anybody want to bet on Baltimore and Philly? No Lamar Jackson. They're plus 1.5 at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's so young. It's the Kenny Pickett experiment. Kenny Pickett. Then you got Pickens, Deontay, Najee. Is his foot better? Is he running better? It's an ugly game. That's one that you don't even touch if you don't have to. If you got fantasy implications, good. But to bet, stay away from that one. Then you got Philly -7 in our house at the Meadowlands, MetLife. Philly's -7 at the Giants. Now, I don't expect the Giants to do well because Saquon Barkley is literally a coin flip away from playing or not playing. He's got a neck injury. And, man, that worries me. I got a little something going on with my neck right now. And if I make a wrong move, I'm shot with, like, hot fire for, like, an hour. I got to go get it checked out. But, like, it doesn't make – I could work out. It doesn't make it worse. But when I rest, it gets worse. It's weird. But I don't think – if I have to lower my shoulder, one jolt, neck injury, I'm worried about that. If Saquon plays and makes it through, I would take the Giants. So I would go in live in that game. If Saquon's playing and the Eagles score first and they're fucking -10, I'll take the Giants. Just because I think the divisional game will be a fight and it'll be tougher than people think. All those divisional games are tough. So, but if Saquon doesn't play, Philly will win by 30. So that's what I think about that. Another divisional game, Cleveland plus 5.5. Deshaun Watson, he played a little bit. He didn't play so well to begin, and everybody's fucking off the wagon. My buddy Geese dropped him for Mike White, and my mom picked him up on the fab because Lamar went down. Now my mother's got Deshaun Watson, and she's got Kirk Cousins too. She doesn't know who she's starting yet, but Deshaun Watson, Give me Deshaun Watson plus 5.5 to play a tough game at Cincinnati against Joe Burrow. I know the Bengals are already Super Bowl pedigree and all that shit, but now it's his second week back. Nick Chubb's still a running back there. Cleveland, Cincinnati divisional. I'll take the 5.5. That's just common sense. Now, the next game is one of my favorite teams. Like, I saw Babel and Bart Scott put Trevor Lawrence in the same category as Zach Wilson and, like, Mitch Trubisky. I'm like, listen, Babel and Bart. I had to tweet him and insult him. I feel so bad when I insult him, but he's such a rockhead that he pisses me off. There's no doubt on Trevor Lawrence's trajectory. If you've been watching Trevor Lawrence the last couple weeks, you could see why he was a top-tier pedigree quarterback going into college, best quarterback, 1A grade quarterback. He's going to be a star. Don't worry about Trevor Lawrence, and he's not in the category of all those guys that Babel and Bart was talking about. Give me Jacksonville plus the 3.5 at Tennessee. Trevor Lawrence is growing. They're going to give Tennessee a hell of a game. Give me the 3.5. Even if they lose by a field goal, we win. Now, you got the All-Texas Bowl. It's a shitty one. This is a game you stay away from. Houston Texans are plus 17.5 against Dallas. What are you going to bet that game and say, geez, let's bet. Let's hope Dallas wins by 40. And then if there's one fumble, that fucks up 5-6 minutes. Then if there's an interception, that messes up another 6 minutes. Now all of a sudden, Dallas is up by 3, and there's 11 minutes left, and you're laying 17.5. Games could go funny. Stay away from stuff like that. Listen to me. If you don't, there's I can't tell you every way to win, but I could tell you ways not to lose. That's one of them. Stay away from that game. Kansas City is minus 9.5 against Denver. Here's where my theory comes in. This is where you got to forget the matchups and all the bullshit. This is where the bettor's instinct comes in. I've been watching things for years. I've been paying attention to certain trends that go off the board of analytics. Here's what I know about the Chiefs. Whenever they're rolling and they get that high spread, they don't cover. They don't. They're a great team, but they don't cover. I've been on this for 2 years. This is the setup. They're 9.5. They're on the road at Denver. All we need is a little life from Russ, little bit of good play, divisional game. KC's not going to cover. I'll take Denver with the 9.5. It'll probably go to 10 or 10.5 by tomorrow. Who the hell's going to bet Denver? But KC doesn't cover when their spread goes higher than 8-9. They never cover. They're like 0 for 20 last 2 seasons covering when the spread goes to a certain number. I know this, and that's what I'm saying there. So remember the Nooch theory on KC just when they don't cover is tomorrow. If they do, hey, God bless them. But they got to break the trend sometime. But I got my eye on it. Now, the last, no, we got a couple more. We got Carolina plus 4.5 at Seattle. That's an ugly game. That's why, you know why Carolina's only plus 4.5? We don't know if Kenneth Walker's playing. They're dinged up. That's a stay away from that game. I don't even want to talk about it. Tampa Tommy, looking old, looking drawn, looking shitty. Tampa Bay is plus 3.5 at San Fran, minus Jimmy G. They're going with the Purdy experience, and Tommy's getting 3.5. I'm sorry. I know he's 45. Maybe I'm just a dreamer, but I'm going to take Tom Brady plus the 3.5 to beat the other team's backup quarterback and get a win. I'm going with Tampa Bay to show some life tomorrow. And then the flex game tomorrow night is a great one. I'm so happy they changed that to the flex. Miami is minus 3.5 at the Chargers. That's going to be a wild game. With the way Herbert slings it and the high-flying speed of Miami, that's just going to be a great game to watch. I can't really call that one. I think Miami's a little bit of a better team, but they're laying 3.5. So it's really tricky. So that one's tough. But let me see. My best 3 right now that I'm going on record in, I'll put it right in the comments after I drop this video. My best 3 are, I'm going to take Jacksonville plus the 3.5 against Tennessee. I'm going to take Denver plus 9.5 to cover against KC in a weird, tough divisional game that doesn't just pop off for KC like we're all going to think. And my last one, Let's see. I can't talk about the Giants because I don't know about Saquon. You know what? On the sentimental tip, I'm going to take Tom Brady plus the 3.5 because that's a slap in the face to him. And they're going to get it done. And if they lose by 3, I still win. Tampa Bay plus 3.5. So the Nooch's picks are Tampa Bay plus 3.5, Jacksonville plus 3.5, and Denver plus 9.5. Those are my picks. Leave your 3 in the box. And in parentheses, your current amount of wins. I got the leaderboard. If you don't remember, I got the leaderboard on my shorts. You can go find it. On Nooch, Neighborhood Picks. Don't forget, tonight we got the live stream UFC, Patty the Batty. We got Darren fucking Till. We got a lot of comedy in front of us with these characters. And then tomorrow morning we got the Sunday Social, all football, 10:30 to about 1. We're going to go long tomorrow. So, Nooch, Neighborhood Picks, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.